Jesus often taught with stories called parables, simple, powerful, and filled with eternal truth. These lessons weren't just for the people 2,000 years ago, they're for you today. In this video, we'll explore the most life-changing parables of Christ, from the Good Samaritan to the Prodigal Son, and discover the timeless wisdom hidden in each story. Stay until the end, because these lessons could change the way you see faith, love, forgiveness, and the kingdom of God.
Keto Bible Stories TV presents to you the parables of Jesus Christ Part 1. Parable 1. The Parable of the Good Samaritan. A priest saw him bleeding and crossed the street. This is the story of the Good Samaritan. A man was attacked, robbed, beaten, left for dead. A priest walked by, looked at him, and crossed to the other side. A temple assistant did the same. But then, a Samaritan came. He was supposed to be the enemy. But he stopped, cleaned the wounds, put him on a donkey, paid for his care. Jesus asked, who was the neighbor? Not the religious ones. The one who showed mercy. Love doesn't cross the street. It crosses the line. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this channel for more Bible stories and lessons. Parable 2. The Parable of the Unforgiving Servant.
He was forgiven a mountain of debt, but choked a man over pocket change. This is the story of the parable of the unforgiving servant. Jesus told a story. A servant owed the king millions. The king said, "Pay what you owe." The man begged, "Please, have mercy." And the king forgave the entire debt. But that same servant found another man who owed him a few coins. He grabbed him, choked him, demanded payment. No mercy, no patience. The king heard and was furious. He said, "I forgave you so much, but you couldn't forgive a little." Then Jesus said, "Forgive, just as you've been forgiven." Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this channel for more Bible stories and lessons.
Parable 3. The Parable of the Prodigal Son.
He wasted everything, but when he came home, his father ran to him. This is the parable of the prodigal son. A son said, "Give me my share now." He left home, spent it all, partied hard, and ended up feeding pigs, starving, alone. Then he remembered, even my father's servants eat better than this. So he came home, rehearsing his apology, but before he could finish, the father ran, embraced him. No lecture, no punishment, just love. A robe, a rin, giafis, because grace runs faster than shame. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this channel for more Bible stories and lessons.
Parable 4. The Parable of the 10 Virgins.
They thought they had time until the door shut. This is the story of the parable of the 10 virgins. Jesus told a story. 10 bridesmaids took their lamps, waiting for the groom. But 5 were wise, brought extra oil. 5 were foolish. Their lamps ran out. At midnight, the shout came, "The bridegroom is here." The wise lit their lamps and went in. The foolish begged for oil, but it was too late. The door was shut. Jesus said, "Be ready. You don't know the day or hour." Don't just carry a lamp, carry the oil. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this channel for more Bible stories and lessons.
Parable 5. The Parable of the Two Builders. The rain came. One house stood. One collapsed. This is the parable of the two builders. Jesus said, "A wise man built his house on rock. The rain came. Winds blew. Floods rose. But the house stood strong. Another man built on sand. Same storm. But that house, it crumbled." Then Jesus said, "Everyone who hears my words and does them is like the wise builder. Because storms come to everyone, Only faith survives them. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and hit notification for more Bible stories and lessons. Parable 6. The parable of the talents. 3 servants. One buried his gift and lost it all. This is the parable of the talents. Jesus told this parable. A master gave 3 servants some money, called talents. To one, he gave 5. Another got 2. The last, just 1. The first 2 invested their talents, doubled what they had. The third, he dug a hole and buried his. When the master came back, he rewarded the first 2. Well done, good and faithful servant. But the one who buried his talent, the master said, you could have done something. So he took it away. Jesus said, to those who use what they're given, more will be given. But those who do nothing will lose even what they have. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this channel for more Bible stories and lessons. Parable 7. The parable of the unjust steward.
Fired, exposed, out of time. What would you do? This is the parable of the unjust steward. Jesus said, there was a rich man whose manager was wasting his possessions. He was caught and about to be fired, so he acted fast. He called in his master's debtors and reduced what they owed, so they'd help him later. Surprisingly, the master commended his shrewdness. Jesus said, the children of this world are more shrewd than the children of light. In other words, if the world plans for the future, shouldn't we live wisely for eternity? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this channel for more Bible stories and lessons.
Parable 8. The parable of the lost coin.
Ever tear the house apart for just 1 coin? This is the parable of the lost coin. Jesus said, imagine a woman with 10 silver coins, and she loses one. What does she do? She lights a lamp, sweeps the house, and searches carefully until she finds it. And when she does, she calls her friends to celebrate. Jesus said, in the same way, there is joy in heaven over one sinner who repents. You are not forgotten. Heaven celebrates when you are found. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this channel for more Bible stories and lessons.
Parable 9. The parable of the 2 sons.
One said no but obeyed. The other said yes and did nothing. This is the parable of the 2 sons. Jesus told this story. A man had 2 sons. He said to the first, go work in the vineyard today. The son replied, I won't. But later, he changed his mind and went. Then the father asked the second son. He answered, yes, sir. But he never went. So Jesus asked, which one did the will of the Father? The one who obeyed, not the one who talked. Faith is more than lip service, it's about action. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this channel for more Bible stories and lessons.
Parable 10. The parable of the mustard seed.
The smallest seed becomes the biggest tree. This is the parable of the mustard seed. Jesus said, the kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed, the tiniest seed you can plant. But when it grows, it becomes the largest garden plant, big enough for birds to nest in its branches. That's how the kingdom works. Small faith, consistent faith, grows into something world-changing. Don't underestimate your beginning. What looks small to you might be huge in God's plan. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this channel for more Bible stories and lessons.
The end of part 1. Watch out for part 2. God bless you. Please subscribe to and share this channel. Also hit the notification button to get notified for new videos weekly.